Hey everyone, it's Dora from flippinghouses.and-pancakes.com. Pesach is on its way. My pantry items are all on my counter, so we're going to do another episode of Clear the Pantry. Our mission today is to clear my pantry. I actually emptied my pantry the other day, pulled everything out, cleaned it out, and started to put my Pesach stuff in there. And so now all my open pantry ingredients are sitting on my countertop. So today we are going to play Clear the Pantry again and experiment by using up whatever we can that was sitting in there. My kids are already complaining that they're hungry because I don't buy snacks anymore as we get this close to Pesach or Passover. So today we're going to be making two versions of my granola bars. You can find that recipe in my cookbook, Flipping Houses and Pancakes, Kosher Recipes and Kitchen Design Tips from an Amateur Professional. We're going to make two different versions of those granola bars. And then we're also going to make an experimental almond cookie. So let's get started. Our first recipe is going to be we're going to do our white chocolate and cranberry and cherry granola bar. Okay? Now, I've never tried this flavor before, so hopefully it works. We're going to measure out 2.5 cups of these nice quick cook oats. Okay? 2.5 cups of that. Quick cook oats. We have a lot of the quick cook oats, so we're making two different granola bars today. And we'll still probably have leftover oats. So we might have to make more granola bars later. Okay, I'm going to put in my, this is just some craisins that I found, some cranberries, and I also found some dried cherries that I've chopped up and finished that bag off. So that's great. We'll put those in here. I'm going to put what's left of my white chocolate chips. Now these are actually pareve, so there's no dairy in it, and in the chocolate chips themselves, but there is dairy going into the granola bars, so they will be dairy. You could use margarine if you prefer to keep them completely pareve, to keep them non-dairy. This is a concoction of butter, brown sugar, and honey that I melted already in the microwave. Melted down the butter. Actually, it looks like this. Let's just stir it up. Needs a little good stirring. So it is hot butter, brown sugar, and honey all mixed together. We're going to go ahead and pour right in to our oats. Okay, I'm going to pour that in. I'm going to add just a splash of vanilla. And that's all we need to make these granola bars. So we're going to get it all mixed up. That hot butter mixture is also going to slightly melt our white chocolate chips while we mix it up, and that should help them stick. Well, help all the oats kind of stick together. So let's get it mixed up and pour it into our pan. Now, I never made it without dark chocolate chips. I've always used my dark chocolate chips. I've never made it with just white chocolate. So this is going to be an experiment, but we get to finish off that bag of chips and we'll see how it goes. Starting to think it's not melting the white chocolate chips so much. Okay, if you ever run across this, you're doing my cookbook recipe, and you ever run across this and it's not melting properly, you see it's not melting properly, I'm going to do one really simple thing. I'm going to pop this back in the microwave for 30 seconds to a minute and stir it again. Then it'll be perfect. So we're going to go ahead and do that and be right back. Okay. I actually threw it in for a minute into the microwave. The white chocolate is melting now nicely, which is what we really want. When that white chocolate melts, it's going to help the granola bars stick together, and it will be delicious. So now we've got a much better granola bar texture here. I'm going to pour it in my pan. And we're going to get these all smoothed out and throw them in the fridge. One pan. And it's just a little easier to smooth them out when I use a little bit of plastic wrap to press them down. Remember, they're hot. You want to press them together, because the more you press them together, the better the granola bar sticks together. Okay, we've got these all nice and pressed. And I'm going to go ahead, put these in the fridge, and get set up to do the second batch of granola bars. Okay, time to do our second batch of granola bars. So we're going to start the same way we started last time. We're going to take 2.5 cups of these nice quick cook oats. 2.5 cups of that. Okay, we're going to go a little cinnamon raisin today. So we're going to add about a cup of raisins. I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon, so about a teaspoon of cinnamon. Now, I am adding chocolate chips. It's going to taste similar to a chocolate chip oatmeal cookie, or a raisin chocolate chip oatmeal cookie. It's good, really good. I'm going to put most of my chocolate chips in because I do like to sprinkle a few of them on at the top when I press it in. So I'm just going to leave a few out. I'm going to put most of my chocolate chips in there, get this all kind of mixed up, and we're going to take, again, the butter, honey, and brown sugar mixture. It is extra hot this time because last time wasn't quite there, I guess. Hopefully we won't have to throw it back in the microwave this time. We're going to pour it in, get some of those chocolate chips to melt, and between the honey, the brown sugar, the butter, and the chocolate chips, we should get a nice sticky granola bar. So let's get this all mixed up. Just keep mixing. The more we mix, the more smushy it will get, and it'll start to stick together. These nice granola bars going. And there we go. Now it's starting to melt a little bit there. The more that chocolate melts, the better they'll stick together. This way I don't have to overdo my butter. I don't have to overdo my sugar. The chocolate itself helps it to stick, and that is actually looking pretty good. The chocolate pieces didn't melt completely. They just melt a little bit, which is just enough to help everything kind of smush together. We're going to pour this into my pan, just like we did last time. Okay, spread them out. I'm going to use my saran wrap again to press down and compact these, because we want those nice stuck together granola bars. Okay, we're going to compact it. I'm going to go ahead, sprinkle the remaining chocolate chips over it, and do that one more time so that they get pressed into the granola bar. You see them nice and chocolate chippy on the top. And we're going to put this into the fridge and let it chill. Then we'll get started on the cookies. Okay, I have both batches of granola bars chilling in my fridge right now. Later, I'll be able to take them out, cut them up, and put them in the little snack baggies, and my kids can have granola bars. But we're gonna try our third recipe, and this one, I really just decided to do it this morning. So we'll see. It's totally experimental. I don't know how it's gonna come out. Hopefully it will be delicious. We're gonna make some almond cookies, and if they are delicious, we can use this recipe on Pesach because I'm out of flour, so there's no flour in it. All right, we're gonna be making almond cookies using almond flour, but we of course start our cookies always and most of our baked goods by creaming our eggs and our sugar together. So we've got 2 already checked eggs there. I cracked them and checked them. They're good to go. We've got sugar, and I am going to put a cup of sugar in here. 1 cup of sugar, and suddenly I realized I need my spoon. Okay, here we go. So we are going to cream my sugar and my eggs together. And we're going to add some other liquid ingredients to this. So we're going to add about half a teaspoon of vanilla, which is just a splash pretty much. Ooh, that was maybe closer to 1 teaspoon, but okay, it'll be fine. We got our teaspoon of, half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of vanilla in there. We're going to add some oil. Today I am using avocado oil. You use canola oil or vegetable oil or safflower oil or whatever oil it is that you want to use. We're going to use half a cup of oil. Okay, we're going to add that in there. We're going to beat that in with the creamed eggs and sugar. Get all those nice liquid ingredients together. Now, I've never made this before. In fact, I just decided to do it this morning. So I have an idea of what I want to happen with this cookie, and we're going to find out if it works. Okay, so we're going to add our almond flour. We're going to put about 1.75 cups. I'm kind of manipulating one of my other cookie recipes and turning it into an almond cookie recipe. And we'll see if this works. So 1.75 cups of almond flour, and since I used oil in here before, it kind of so scoop that out. We got that. We got 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and hopefully that will help these rise. My baking powder is running really low, so we're gonna do the best we can here. That looks like, when I said 2, I meant 1.5. Look at that, because that's all I had. All right, and I'm gonna blend this together, and actually I'd like to add a little bit of salt. Do you think I can find the salt in my kitchen? That is a really good question. Hold on. Well, I found it. We're good. I'm gonna put just 1/2 teaspoon of salt into my cookies just to kind of brighten them a little bit, and that tends to increase the flavor of all the other flavors. All right, now here comes the trick. This is way softer than I thought it was going to be. I was planning to roll it into cookies. So we're going to adjust the recipe right now. The best way to thicken up a batter or a dough is to add more flour. So we had 1.75 cups of flour. Let's add another 1/2 cup so that we have 2.25 cups. You guys are experimenting with me. Look at this. Let's see if 2.25 cups is a little better and we'll be able to make a rolled cookie. I think it might have been enough. I'm going to try it and see if I can. Also, I should probably have a nice wet hand. Well, we can roll a cookie now. I'm going to drop it onto a plate of slivered almonds, and then I'm going to go ahead and drop it over here. And you know what I'm thinking? It looks really good, but I actually want to add another 1/4 cup of almond flour. So let's add just a little more. And we'll have 2.5 cups of almond flour in this cookie. Hopefully that will give us just the right texture. Because it's all about experimenting until you just get the right amount and you get the right texture that you want. Okay. There we go. Oh, that rolls much better. Look at that. Now I got a much nicer dough. It's still sticky. That's good because I want it sticky because I'm dipping it in slivered almonds. You can see I dipped them in slivered almonds. Those slivered almonds are going to bake on the cookie itself, and we'll see how it goes. Okay. You guys get to experiment along with me, so that's fun. Hopefully it'll be successful and we're going to want to eat these cookies because you never know. Every once in a while it doesn't come out right and you go, well, that was sad. Now, the best way, if you want to know, to keep these sticky cookies from sticking to your hands is to do this. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to wash my hands and I'm going to leave them wet. And if my hands are wet, that batter is not going to stick to them. Do the same thing when you're making matzo balls and the batter is really wet. You wash your hands, look how much nicer. Now it doesn't stick at all, right? And it's still, the cookie still sticks to the almonds. So that's perfect. It sticks to the almonds, but not to me. So just rinse your hands and keep them wet, and you'll be able to do this without any trouble. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to place all these cookies on my cookie sheet. I'm going to bake them at 350 degrees, and when we come back, we're going to see how they came out. Okay, I'm back. My granola bars are done. We've got pieces falling off them. I've got my cinnamon raisin and chocolate granola bar. I've got my white chocolate and I think I had cherry and cranberry granola bar. They came out great. I have those in the fridge. It's best to keep them cold. They stay together better if they're cold. And over here, I've got my almond cookies, and I'll tell you what, they came out delicious. I decided I wanted them just a touch sweeter and a little more almondy. So I made an icing. It's just a cup of confectioner's sugar, 2 tablespoons of water, and half a teaspoon of almond extract. I put it on the, mixed it all up and drizzled it over the cookie, and it's delicious. I think they're kind of chewy. Also, they got giant, so don't make a big giant cookie out of them unless you want a 3-inch cookie. Go ahead and make your ball like this big, like that big, and then you'll have a normal size cookie. I made mine like a walnut size, and it is a 3-inch size cookie. So I made them, they're kind of chewy and nice and light, and I put the little drizzle on it, and it just pumped it up just that much more. And it's great. You can make these for Pesach too. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, go ahead, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you find out every time I upload a new video. And go check out my website, flippinghouseandpancakes.com. There's lots of good recipes on there too.